Hi there. Well, I'm back home again. It's been about 4 days since I got back home. And so I have been going through my video footage from my month-long camping trip. And the next video I have to share is about how I got caught in a snowstorm up in the Sierra Nevada mountains, which was unexpected and quite rare for this time of year. It happened on May 4th. And it was challenging and it was fun. So it was sort of a combination of both. And I feel like this trip, tested me in a lot of ways, and a lot of things that could come up as a full-time nomad definitely came up. Different types of weather and situations where you don't feel safe, and wild animals. So it's definitely tested me. And after I got through that hard day of a snowstorm, I thought, bring it on, baby, bring it on. What else you got to throw at me? Go ahead, bring it on. So here's my video about the snowstorm. Yosemite Lakes Thousand Trails Resort. I think I'm maybe 30 minutes away from Yosemite Valley, and there is a river right over here, and you can see that the rigs are close parked together right along the river here. It's not a rushing river, it's a very quiet river. Just spent my first night amongst these gorgeous pine trees. It's 7:30 in the morning, so it's still pretty quiet. There's little cabins over there that you can stay at as well. I unfortunately made a bad mistake yesterday. I'm not perfect. Never have been, never will be. So what I did was I was looking for shade, a shaded campsite, because my rig's been getting pretty hot in the afternoons from about 3 till 8 p.m. And I thought, well, why don't I get into some shades this time? So I get all set up yesterday in this nice shaded spot amongst the gorgeous pine trees here, and get all set up, got my side tent going. It's the first time using the side tent, and I really like it that way. And get my office all set up inside my side tent, get the Starlink all set up and turn it on, and turns out these trees are obstructing, so I cannot get a Starlink signal. Totally, completely forgot I didn't even think about that, how you need to be in an open area. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to pack up this morning, everything, and move. There is an open area I found with plenty of spots, so I will move over there today. It's in the full sun and open sky, but it's been in the low 70s, so it shouldn't be so, too hot, and I can always hang out in my Kelty side tent here. you know, if I need to get away from the sun and the heat. But my plan is to set up my office in there because I have electricity and full hookups, which is already such a a nice thing to have. To have electricity is really wonderful, not having to worry about solar. So there's something to be said. You know, you have to be packed in like sardines in some of these parks, but it sure is nice to have the hookups. Met my nice neighbors last night. The one thing that's nice about being in these parks that are so close parked, you can't help but say hello and have a conversation with your neighbors. Last night, I had a nice talk with this solo female who's traveling next door to me here, and she's been traveling all over the U.S., and she initially traveled in just her Jeep with the tent on top, but she said she got tired of not having a shower, so she bought this free solo small trailer and loves it, although she found out she can't shower in it in the wintertime due to the pipes freezing. So we had a nice conversation. She has traveled all over the United States by herself, and she said nothing bad has happened, although she said some states she did not feel safe in and would just go through them as quickly as she could. She said it was just a vibe that she would get. And then other places she felt like people were friendly and she got a nice vibe, so she said it was interesting. And then last night, this very nice couple that are in this big Class A invited me over to their fire, and so we had a nice chat last night. They're on a 3.5-month tour. They're from Florida, and they've been traveling all over, and so they were really nice to talk to, and they had a wonderful golden retriever dog. So my back was really hurting me yesterday after packing everything up. I had to lift a couple of really heavy storage containers, so I need to lighten those up. And my back feels better this morning, but I can't believe I have to do this all over again. Ibuprofen, here I come. And thankfully I don't have to drive far, but it's taking down everything. I was thinking of not taking down the Kelty and trying to figure out if there's a way to rig it on top of my teardrop, but I just think that probably won't work. So I'm gonna have to take it down. So yeah, the pine trees here smell so delicious. As soon as I got out of my car, I could not believe the smell. It's like vanilla. Oh, it's just so wonderful. I love the mountains because of the pine trees. It's my favorite thing. I love the coast and I love the mountains. So it's quite beautiful. I can't wait to explore this area, Hetch Hetchy, Yosemite. I've been to Yosemite, but I'm going to do some things I haven't done in a long time. So I guess I better get some coffee and get going and get cracking. Thought I'd show you around a little bit here to Yosemite Lake's Thousand Trails. There's a nice big shower that I used this morning. It was quite lovely, good pressure, nice and warm water, and heated bathroom, so that's appreciated. It's a bit chilly out there. So here's the section that I'm parked in, and my little trailer compared to all these other big ones. I had this European couple walk by me yesterday. They said to me, "Oh, that's a really smart setup. It's the answer to all these other huge ones here." And I'm like, "Well, thank you." That's so sweet. So I'm pretty close to the river here, and I don't see them around right now, but there's a Canadian goose couple with their little 6 babies that are too adorable. And I'm not sure if you can pick it up on camera, but there's I'm thinking there's some kind of a frog or toad that makes this sound all day long. I don't know if you can hear it. It's kind of faint right now. When they start to all go at the same time, it's quite the chorus. But it's really pretty here, these trees, and all of these gorgeous trees in colors of green, shades of green, and the mountains there. So today it's threatening rain, it's supposed to be coming late morning, and it's going to last all day long, and then we're supposed to get some snow actually, which is kind of exciting for me because I never get to see enough snow. And it'll get down to freezing temps obviously tonight. Good thing I brought my heater. There's some cabins you can rent here as well. So yeah, I can see the sky is gathering clouds. It's a bit of a bummer because today is my birthday, May 4th, and I'm gonna have to spend a good chunk of it indoors, cozied up in my rig. I had plans to go do some stuff, but that'll have to wait till tomorrow. I have one of my plans was to go to this well-known bakery to get myself a cupcake or something. So I like the spot that I got here because I'm on the end here, so nobody can be next to me here. And then so far nobody has gotten next to me on the other side, and apparently somebody told me that the electricity is not working on that site, so I doubt that actually anybody will park there. So I feel like I'm somewhat removed from others. It's super nice to have the, free-flowing electricity and water, I must say. It's really nice. Enough to where tonight when it gets down to 31 degrees, they're saying I have a little heater inside that I can turn on and stay warm. So I'm gonna cozy up inside pretty soon. The rain's coming pretty soon. Do some reading, some research, figure out what I want to see in Yosemite. Just to show you a little bit more of the park. So I'm in kind of the back, pretty far in the back section, and there's a lot more beyond those little cabins. I have completely open sky here, so I'm able to get a great Starlink sync signal, so it was definitely worth it to go through all the trouble of moving, which was really hard on my back. To have to break down and set up one day and then break down and set up the next day was more than my back could handle. I was in a lot of pain, so that was unfortunate. Feeling better now. Took my turmeric capsules, and that seems to be helping me a great deal. So yesterday I went to see Hetch Hetchy, and I was just like, oh, this is what I love, seeing all this gorgeous natural beauty. It was so gorgeous, the drive there. And then when I got there, it was like a little mini Yosemite, no crowds. It was wonderful. Unfortunately, my battery had died on my phone, so I could not film, and I'm not sure I'm going to be going back, so you may not get to see it, unfortunately. We'll see if I have time. I'm here another 6 days or so, so I might have time to go back, but it was a bit of a rough road to get there. 6 miles of pretty rough road. So it was slow going. You can only go 20-25 miles an hour. but well worth it once you get there. So, yeah, the plan is tomorrow. I have a reservation to get into Yosemite and spend the day tomorrow in Yosemite. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully the crowds won't be too bad. But Hetch Hetchy is, I couldn't believe how there was like hardly anybody there. Of course, I got there late in the day. I kind of went there a little bit on a whim. I had some time left in my day, so I thought, well, why don't I just go? And it was quite beautiful. And I found some boondocking spots too close by that I'll share as well. Okay, bye for now. Well, you wouldn't believe it, but it actually has been snowing all afternoon here at Yosemite Lake's Thousand Trails. I did not expect this amount of snow. It feels like it's at least 3 inches of snow, and it's beautiful, but I'm worried because my side tent is still up and it's already collapsed a little bit part way. Half of it collapsed down because of the weight of the snow. I'm pretty comfortable inside my rig. I've been inside here all afternoon. And I have a little heater, thank God, that's plugged in. And so it's keeping me relatively warm at about 60 degrees. It's about 38 degrees out there, so it's definitely warmer in here. And I think with my down comforters and everything, I should be fine tonight. Thankfully, I think this is just for one night, and I think tomorrow it's supposed to start to warm up again. Because otherwise I couldn't handle all this snow for several days. It is going to get down to freezing temps, I think, either tonight or tomorrow night, down into the 30s. But I think I should be okay. I have these great little hand warmers that I'm actually charging up right now. These are hand warmers. And then I do have my little heater here as well. Hopefully the power does not go out or anything like that. But this is what I've been stressing and worrying about, though, is my outside side tent here. So you can see there's snow that has piled up on it. And it did partially collapse there where the door was. And then I went outside and knocked off the snow, and then it went back up again. So I have my work stuff out there, and so I really don't want the tent to collapse, so I'm hoping it holds up. The snow has just stopped, and I'm just hoping it doesn't start snowing again. I think that it's supposed to rain again a little bit. It rained a lot this morning, and it's supposed to rain you know, in the middle of the night, so it should sort of melt the snow a bit. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's my birthday today, and I've had to stay hunkered inside, and I haven't been able to get out and cook any meals because of my outdoor kitchen. My neighbor, so sweet, they were worried about me, so they brought over this butane stove that I could use here in the tent to cook something. And I might do that, but it's pretty chilly out there, so I'm not sure if I even want to be out there. I may just have to go without my dinner. All I had to eat today was lunch, so I may just have to sort of do a fast today. Boy, this trip is really challenging me and giving me all kinds of different scenarios for camping and what you might deal with. So, but thankfully I'm pretty warm. Like I said, it's only 60 in here, but it's enough for me to stay warm enough. I remember one camping trip years ago, about four years ago. It got down into the 20s, and I managed to do okay. So I'm kind of tough when it comes to cold weather. I don't know why, because I'm a California girl, but for some reason I kind of can tough it out. But wish me luck that this side tent doesn't collapse on me, because as you can see, I have my work equipment out there. But hopefully the weather will get nice again tomorrow. Supposedly it's supposed to get nice the rest of the week, so that I can go and be outside and, enjoy this beautiful Yosemite. So it's the next morning after the snow that we had yesterday, and it's 45 degrees inside my rig, and I just checked, and the outside weather is 34 degrees. It's about nearly 8 in the morning. I checked in the middle of the night when I woke up once to see what the temperature was inside, and it was 42, so not too bad. Although, in my entire life, I think this is maybe only the second or third time I've ever slept in such a cold environment around me. Like I said, I'm a California girl, and we're just not used to this in the lower lands, this cold of weather. So, but fortunately I stayed nice and toasty overnight. I wore my wool socks, and then I wore my polyester leggings. And then I had this nice warm wool comforter. There's wool in there. And then I had a nice thick down comforter, as well as another down comforter, a little thinner. But between those three, I stayed nice and toasty inside. The area that was getting a little cold, I noticed, was my neck area. So what I did was I took my down jacket and I placed that over my exposed neck, and also sort of stuffed it into the top of my blanket so that the cold air couldn't get inside, and that worked really well. So I stayed nice and toasty last night. In fact, a couple of times I got too warm, thanks to postmenopausal hot flashes. Comes in handy in this kind of weather. And so I'd have to take the blankets off, and then after a minute or so get back inside. So I stayed nice and toasty. Now the hard part is going to be getting out to go make my coffee, because like I said, it's 34 degrees out there, so much colder. And the snow is still out there. And I just checked the weather, and it's going to be a high of 51 degrees today. I'm very pleased that I managed to keep my tent up okay. It did not collapse, but I had to keep going out there and knocking the snow off up until, gosh, just about sundown. And then finally the snow stopped. But my tent remained intact, so I'm very relieved about that. It's kind of slushy out there. You can't quite see, but it's a kind of a slushy mess out there. I do not have appropriate shoes to wear. I did not expect this kind of weather, so I did not. In fact, I actually don't really have good snowshoes, because I just never encounter that kind of weather where I live, so it's not something I have. But in any case, I guess I will brave the cold weather and get out there and get some coffee made. And if it's not too bad, try and tackle doing some breakfast. I'm pretty hungry, since I didn't get to eat too much yesterday. So, not sure what I'm going to be doing today. I'm not sure I trust really driving on the roads. They're probably still pretty slick and snowy. So I have a feeling I'm going to end up being hunkered down again in my rig. So yeah, just wanted to show you what it's been like. All right, bye for now. Too bad the sun is shining right now, so it's not too cold. My hands are a little chilled, but other than that, I'm feeling pretty good. And see, it's a bit of a muddy mess around my rig here. That's actually my solar panel covered with snow. This is actually pretty awesome for me to see because I really haven't been in a lot of snow in my life. Lived in LA and then San Francisco, so I just have not been exposed to the snow very much, so I feel a sense of wonder about the snow this morning. And it's already melted off quite a bit. Enough to where I think I could actually go for a walk, which is good. I really need to move my body. Last night I was thinking about the animals, like how do they stay warm in this kind of freezing weather, and the bugs and the birds, where do they go? I was worried about that geese family and those little babies, like where do they go to stay warm? I guess they go find some shrubbery or something to hunker down in. And probably sleep really close together and use each other's body warmth. But to me, this is quite beautiful. It's going to be only a high of, I think I said before, 51, so pretty chilly, and then it's going to get down to freezing temps again tonight, even lower than last night. I think down to 30, and still a bit chilly tomorrow, and then finally, today's Sunday, starts warming up a little more on Tuesday, so today and tomorrow pretty chilly weather. But yeah, out of all of these rigs here, I'm the only one outside that I can tell. Everybody else is hunkered down inside their rig. And I was thinking that that's nice. It's nice that you have a place to hunker down and stay warm. But in a way, I also like the idea that my rig forces me to sort of get out and walk around and experience the nature and what's happening around me too, so I see that as a benefit. If and when I do travel full time and whatever rig I end up getting, you know, I want to make a point to make sure I get out a lot and not stay too hunkered down inside, and really force myself to go out, you know. That's a neat thing, how the snow is melting and dropping to the ground from the trees. I just love this. This is a rare winter storm for this area. I mean, it's May 5th today, and this is rare to have a, you know, early spring storm like this. I mean, I'm looking at this tree and I'm thinking Christmas. It's Christmas! Oh wow, it's like a snow cone. It's just like a snow cone. Oh wow. That's neat. It's kind of soft and cottony looking and feeling. See, I love that I'm getting to experience things like this, you know. If I was hunkered down safely in my apartment, I would not be getting to experience this right now. So this goes in the pro column of getting out on the road. is having experiences like this, and you know, it's funny how you have the challenges for sure. Like last night was a challenge for me, but I managed and I dealt with it, and now the payoff, you know, makes it all worth it. To me, this is much better than being somewhere in my apartment. Like I said, I'm sitting on the couch. This is what I've been looking for and wanting to experience. I just turned 67 yesterday, so it's now or never, Victoria. But I mean, how beautiful. I just love the snow on the beautiful pine trees. This is awesome. I managed to find another pair of dry shoes to put on, and they're not exactly perfect snowshoes at all, but they're keeping me dry so far. Let's go look at the water here. I'm not hearing the bullfrogs this morning. They're probably thawing out still. God, poor bullfrogs.